Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agapa. Today is Arafat. The day is observed by Muslims worldwide as the pinnacle of holy pilgrimage. We'll bring you details of this report shortly. The Department of State Services has advised Muslims in the country to be cautious while engaging in religious and social activities during the festive period. This service also urged them to observe all necessary personal security procedures. In a statement today, the Director of Public Relations and Strategic Communications Department, Peter Afunaya, advised operators and patrons of malls, parks, and railway stations, among others, to ensure strict compliance with physical and other security measures required for public safety. A total of 560 individuals were appointed to the governing councils and boards of federal government-owned tertiary institutions. President Bola Tinubu approved the reconstitution of governing councils and boards of federal universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. The Permanent Secretary, General Services, Office of the Secretary of Government of the Federation, Nnamdi Mbairi, noted in a statement that the approval was given for the effective management of Nigerian tertiary institutions across the country. The Nigerian Police Force has sounded the alarm over alleged irregularities and corruption that allegedly marred the recently released list of successful candidates in the ongoing 2022 and 2023 police constables recruitment. This followed a deluge of complaints from unsuccessful candidates and stakeholders over the disappearance of names of those who were scanned and successful up to the final stage. We'll take a quick break now, and when we return, the news continues shortly. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the midday news. An Islamic cleric and a lecturer at the Department of Religions, Lagos State University, Ojo, Dr. Siddiq Uthman, has advised Muslim faithful to exercise restraint during the Salah celebration. The cleric said this was necessary considering the current economic situation in the country, where the prices of rams and other necessities has soared. In an interview today, Uthman said Muslims must not indulge in lavish spending that exceeds their financial capacity. Delta State Commissioner of Police Olufemi Abaniwanda has ordered a massive deployment of personnel across the state to provide adequate security in all Muslim prayer grounds and strategic locations. In a statement issued by the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe in Warri, the police boss assured all Muslim faithful of the provision of adequate security and free flow of traffic in the state in view of the forthcoming Eid al-Kabir celebration. Abaniwanda also directed all divisional police officers to intensify raids of criminal hideouts and black spots within their areas of responsibility. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria has raised concerns over the proposed 62,000 naira minimum wage, insisting that if approved, the wage may put a strain on the council's financial burden. The federal government had admonished organized labor to consider the broader economic implications of its push for an unrealistic higher national minimum wage. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris, who handed down the admonition, hinted that the 250,000 naira minimum wage demanded by labor could undermine the economy, lead to mass retrenchment of workers, and jeopardize the welfare of Nigerians. The Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Shehu Mohammed, has ordered the deployment of over 743 patrol vehicles nationwide to ensure an accident-free Eid-el-Kabir. Mohammed disclosed this during a press conference in Abuja, noting that the deployment of the Eid-el-Kabir Special Patrol is scheduled to commence on June 14, 2024. Shehu said over 743 patrol vehicles, 184 administrative vehicles, 92 ambulances, 23 tow trucks, and 144 motorbikes are being deployed as part of the patrol logistics. A non-governmental organization, Global Association of Female Attorneys, has applauded the government and policymakers to enact laws and formulate policies that will eradicate discrimination against vulnerable inmates who are in custodial centers without legal protections. The association made the appeal at its recent meeting held at the Federal Ministry of Justice headquarters in Abuja. Anthony Mamadou now reports.
Chinelo Irele, President, Global Association of Attorneys, urged the government to effectively enforce laws to protect vulnerable indigenous people and ensuring justice for them.
For GAFA Association, we do pro bono services because we find out that indigent persons are always on the side, where they are being maltreated. They're always victims, and they cannot go to court. They don't have the amenities. They cannot sustain any legal representation.
The will of the people must count in choosing the leaders. Because the only reason why these leaders are doing this, not recognizing the humanity of the people that are lower, is because they believe they don't need them.
Other members of the association stress the need to continue creating massive awareness on social justice and ensure that the fundamental rights of indigent people are guaranteed.
Social justice is something everybody should have. It's an equal right. Everybody has equal right. But where you have some people, even some of our so-called big men who are into some dirty business, and the government hides them, or whoever hides them, and then there's no way you can get social justice.
And by the time you orientate these children, it will help. And let's say in the next 5 years, I think things will be different.
But if you give everybody the same platform to work on, then you can apportion blames.
The association further urged well-meaning individuals to support the organizations in its campaign to support indigent people and less privileged get justice, adding that the more people speak up, the more they realize they are not alone in any situation. Anthony Mamadou reporting for Global Television News.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has warned the public of the increasing trend of cholera cases across the country as the rainy season intensifies. The agency, in a statement signed by its Director General, Dr. Jide Idris, said from January 1st to June 11, 2024, a total of 1,141 suspected and 65 confirmed cases of cholera with 30 deaths had been reported from 96 local government areas in 30 states. The center listed the 10 states that contributed 90% to the burden of cholera as Bayelsa, Zamfara, Abia, Cross River, Bauchi, Delta, Katsina, Imo, Nasarawa, and Lagos. It, however, stated that a multi-sectoral national cholera technical working group led by the center and comprising the Federal Ministries of Environment and Water Resources had been providing support to the affected states. The Kano State Commander of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed no fewer than 3,168 personnel to cover Eid al-Kabir celebrations in Kano State. This is contained in a statement by the command's public relations officer, Ibrahim Abdullahi, a copy of which was made available online. The commandant also tasked all officers and men to belt up and ensure the protection of all critical national assets and infrastructure as enshrined in the Act establishing the Corps. The French Embassy, through its Cooperation and Cultural Department, has launched a plastic waste management project under its French Embassy Fund. The project, worth 753,000 euros, involves 13 Nigerian universities and is focusing on developing innovative and adaptive ideas for reducing plastic waste and enhancing campus sustainable practices. Speaking at the inaugural steering committee meeting in Abuja with the participating universities and stakeholders from the National Universities Commission, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, the Petroleum Technology Development Fund, civil societies, and the Ministry of Environment, the acting French ambassador to Nigeria, Jean-Francois Haspero, said universities are at the forefront of shaping the future, and the project is a significant step towards a more sustainable world. On the foreign scene, South Africa's parliament has re-elected Cyril Ramaphosa as the country's president following a landmark coalition deal between the governing African National Congress, ANC, and opposition parties. The new government of national unity combines Ramaphosa's ANC, the center-right Democratic Alliance, and smaller parties. In his victory speech, Mr. Ramaphosa hailed the new coalition and said voters expected the leaders to act and to work together for the good of everyone in the country. A convoy carrying aid was denied entry to northern Gaza despite having all the necessary documents. UNICEF spokesman James Elder, who was on a lorry in the convoy, said that while waiting at a checkpoint, he witnessed the fatal shooting of 2 Gaza fishermen. The Israel Defense Forces responded that day, and Kogat, the body that coordinates Israeli government policy towards civilians in Gaza, facilitated the entry of aid. Describing levels of despair in Gaza, Elder said people had told him they would be happy if there's an airstrike on their homes in the night to end their suffering. In business, the Nigerian Customs Service has said that within 1 month, the service intercepted various hard drugs worth 4.1 billion naira coming from Canada and India. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed this while addressing journalists at the Tinkan Island Command in Lagos. Giving details of the seizure, he said that within the period under review, the service intercepted several packs of cannabis indica weighing 1,072 kg coming from Canada. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has discharged executives of the cryptocurrency exchange platform Binance, Tigran Gambaryan and Flynn Nadeem Anjarwalla. The duo were dragged to court by the Federal Inland Revenue Service over alleged tax evasion. In a ruling, the court released both executives following fresh amended charges filed by the service in view of a notice from Binance about its appointment of a Nigerian representative, Ayodele Omotilewa. Even though Binance had no legal representation in court, Gambaryan took the dock to have the charges read to him. In sports, African Games gold medalist Chidi Okezie, who has just punched his ticket for the men's 400 meters of the Paris 2024 Olympics, is eager to be back in the country to complete the national trials, which will be held at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City from Saturday, June 16th to June 18th. Okezie secured qualification to this summer's Olympic Games in Paris after running a new personal best of 44.97 seconds to win the men's 400 meters at the Edmonton Athletics Invitational in Canada. He broke the elite 45 seconds for the first time in his career, defeating Will London III and Dequan Butler, both from the United States of America. A few hours after setting his new BP, he confirmed to his next event will be the national trials in Benin City. Manchester United will start a €50 million redevelopment of their cracking Carrington training headquarters next week as they look to transform it into a world-class facility. The Premier League club said in a statement that British architects Foster and Partners will lead a project that will refurbish all areas of the building to support future success. It comes after a review of training facilities revealed standards had fallen below those of competitors and following the opening of a state-of-the-art women's and academy building last year.
Hello,
Let's now
fans. Welcome to Sports News Update. Let's go to the Euros, where the German police have issued a warning to English fans ahead of the Euros and encouraged them to smoke cannabis instead of drinking alcohol, according to reports. Mail Sport revealed earlier in the week that the German police force had demanded the Veltins Arena serve 3 Lions fans low alcohol beer ahead of their opening game with Serbia. They are concerned that both the English and Serbian fans could cause issues in and around the stadium, the home of Schalke 04, if they are intoxicated. The Sun have now revealed that the police force would prefer for England fans to smoke cannabis than drink, as it would make them calmer and chilled out. On April 1st, earlier this year, Germany joined the list of countries who have legalized cannabis for personal use. The country's parliament passed a law that will legalize the cultivation and consumption of a limited amount of the drug. Borussia Dortmund defender Mats Hummels has broken his silence just hours after Edin Terzic quit as the club's manager amid reports of a bust-up with the centre-back. Report emerged on that Hummels and Terzic had a violent confrontation ahead of the Champions League final earlier this month. After Hummels criticized his manager's tactics in big games, they put their differences aside for the showpiece event at Wembley, which Dortmund lost 2-0 to Real Madrid. But after meeting the club chiefs, Terzic decided to walk away just minutes after the news of his dispute with Hummels had been made public. Hummels is out of contract himself this summer, and German outlet Bild has reported his deal will not be extended, meaning he is also set to follow Terzic out of the exit door. This will be the second departure from Dortmund, having also left the club in 2016 after 8 years at the club before returning for a second spell in 2019. Harry Kane has warned England that Euro 2024 opponent Serbia are capable of causing a huge upset this Sunday. The national team faced the Serbs in their first game of the tournament this weekend in a match England are expected to win. There was good news on Thursday as John Stones returned to training after recovering from a sickness bug that saw him quarantined on Tuesday amid hope he will be fit to start the game. Stones' potential presence will be vital given the omission from the squad of Harry Maguire due to injury. Maguire's area power has been crucial for England over the previous 3 tournaments, and his absence arrived as a blow. Indeed, Kane has warned that Serbia's ability in the air can cause England major problems on Sunday. Meanwhile, Serbia defender Astranja Pavlovic insists his team will go for the jugular against England. And that's our quality wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
And that's it on the Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching, and see you again.